It's the 14th of April today, and I'm back down the allotment this morning, and I'm just about to get the last of my potatoes in. That's 6 trays. I had 2 trays of King Edwards and 4 trays of Sarpo Mira. So this is the very last Sarpo Mira. It's got a wonderful little shoot growing on it, so hopefully that'll do well. So let's get this very last one in. Right, so I'll make the nice hole, and then as I take the bulb planter out, I'll put the potato in and make sure that the sprout is pointing up if you can. So there it is, and then what I'll do is I'll cover all of these up, and that's all my potatoes in. Now, the bed that these potatoes were in last year, I had in my carrots, and I left a load in because they weren't quite big enough, and I was wondering whether they would grow over the winter. Some of them did and others didn't. Some were just far too small. So as I was digging them up, if they were just too small, and in fact some of them had been nibbled as well, so they've all gone in the compost heap. But I did find some which I have managed to save. They're not huge at all. They're really quite small, but they're decent. That can just be cut in half. Some of them are nice and straight. However, I think this one is my favourite. Let me just get the bits of mud off. Well, you can look like it from that end if you like, and it looks like it's a one-legged chicken. But from the back it's got a little bottom. So yes, I think that one's my favourite one. Bizarre shaped ones. And I also found some rogue potatoes. I found some rogue potatoes as well, so I'll take those home. Now all the potatoes are in, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over to a different bed over here, which is where I'm sort of extending the fruit bed, and I've got some bushes to put in. So I saved the money from Christmas and added it to any money I got from my birthday, and I bought a nice selection of fruit bushes. So let me show you what I've got. Now, already in my fruit bed I've got gooseberries, I've got a tayberry, I've got some raspberries, I've got some blueberries, and I've got a goji berry, and then I've got a load of strawberries and some more raspberries down there. But I got some other ones. I got a black currant here. This one's called Baldwin. Hope it's not related to Alec. Might be, you never know. I've got a white currant as well. I've always wanted these. This one is called Versailles. I've got a josterberry. Okay, there we are, josterberry. They look like black currants, but I think they're slightly bigger. Okay, so that'll be interesting. I've got a red currant as well there, because red currant jelly is really nice. And I've also got one of these. It's pronounced Chisandra Shin. Oh, I'll let you look at that. That looks like a combination between a cranberry and a red currant. So that'll be interesting to see how that gets on. So I'm going to just weed this bed. There's not many weeds in here, and just give it a quick turnover, and then I will start planting these. Okay, so I've dug over this bed. I'm now going to put those 5 fruit bushes in. I've already got some raspberries in here, which are at the back. Let me just show you. Which are there. They've just started to shoot, some of them, and some of them haven't quite yet. But I've got black plastic on the soil to sort of stop the weeds, which I will eventually do here, but I'll need to get the bushes in first, because I don't know when I'll get the black plastic to put over the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the josterberry in next to this one here, this Schisandra chinensis, which actually it comes from Japan and China. The berries can be dried, and apparently they're nice in tea, so that'll be good because I drink fruit teas. Now when you plant these bushes, you need to plant them at least a minimum of about 2 foot apart from each other, because they will spread. So I'm going to put these two, I'm going to pop one there. I need to give room for this raspberry to bush out as well, and then I'll put this one over about there, and then I'll put the 3 currants, the red, the white and the black currant, along the front here. Right, well I'll show you how to get the red currant in, and all the other bushes will be exactly the same. So you need to make sure that you dig a lovely big hole. If you've got some manure, then put some manure in the soil. Clearly missed a few weeds there, didn't I? But make sure you dig a nice big hole, because the bush has to go down slightly deeper than it is in the pot. So a little bit of the soil can go over the top. So I think that's most probably, yes, that's deep enough. Now we'll leave the labels on, then we know what they are. So we'll just take it out of the pot, and you can see that there's a lovely root selection on there already. So we'll just loosen the soil just a little bit, pop it in, and then just backfill with the soil. Make sure you give it a really good push down. If you want to do it with your foot, then do, but if you're strong enough in your upper arms like I am, you can do it with your hands. And then, I don't know if you can see this, but it's already starting to shoot. There's some little ones down there. So hopefully I'll get a little bit of fruit off of it this year, but hopefully next year it will really come into its own. Now once you've got it in, then all you need to do then, even if your soil is really damp, is to give it a good water in. Now I would suggest watering it again this year if the soil gets dry around it, because it needs to get established. But once it's established, unless of course you have a really hot summer and it gets very dry, then you most probably won't need to water it. But for the very first year, make sure you keep it nice and well watered. Well, I'll carry on with the other 4 actually, and I'll come back to you when I'm done. Well, there they all are. The currants at the front, and then the other 2 bushes at the back. So hopefully they'll grow really well. I will have to think about netting protection for them, because the berries will be very tempting for the birds, but I'll sort that out later on. Right, well that's that for today down the allotment. I've been here for about 3 hours and I'm absolutely shattered now. So I need to go home and have some food. I'm not sure if I'll be down tomorrow because I'm working in the morning, but if the weather's nice in the afternoon I might pop down. I don't know, I'll have to see. But otherwise I've got plenty of stuff to do in the greenhouse, lots more seeds to sow. Well, I hope you found what I've shown you today interesting, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.